Are ya? Rise and shine. It is 8:01 on a Saturday morning. We've made it to the weekend, my friends. You made it. Hello, rise and shine. How are you? I'm tracking Tropical Storm Arlene. We'll be talking about that. And of course, our local forecast. But before we go in too deep, let's just look outside. There's a shot Daytona Beach, our Tower Cam network. All of a sudden kind of having a problem, it looks like, which is so fun. Always love when that happens. Let's head up the shoreline, see what's doing over New Smyrna Beach. We'll take you there. Oh, it actually looks like my video capture card may be having an issue. That's fun. Well, I'm trying to show you New Smyrna Beach. Oh, did it? Was it going to work? Nope, it's not going to work. All right, that's fine. We will move on. That capture card looks like it's on the fritz. Watching a little bit of rain showing up on our first warning live Doppler radar this morning. It's not a bad start or anything, but we do have a little bit of rain to track. Let me take you over here to Brevard County, and you can see some of those little showers there kind of cropping up. Grant, Valcaria, Mico, don't be surprised if you get a little bit of rainfall around. Otherwise, we are nice and quiet. We come to our kind of metro area sweep. There's nothing, and you got to love that. Temperature-wise, 73 in the city. It's 71 degrees in Ocala, 73 degrees in Palm Coast, and we are on our way, my friends. Oh, because we've got the inset box. Let me load the other version, the half-screen version. Okay, there we go. 77 degrees, our 9 o'clock temperature, about 84 degrees by lunchtime, and 86 degrees, our high temperature on the day. And yeah, we'll develop in a few showers and thunder showers around. It's not going to be a bad day at all. We're just going to have a little bit of rain to deal with. We can certainly handle that. And with that, I will pause and say good morning. Nancy, good morning to you. Debbie, how are you? Wendy, good morning. Good morning. Nicole, good morning to you. Taylor, rise and shine. Sharon, good morning. David's in the room. I see Pat, Debbie, everybody relaxing on a Saturday morning where we are tracking the tropics. Now, a couple of things when it comes to the tropics. Even though there is a tropical storm in our midst, it is not really influencing us much. And as a matter of fact, there's really not much happening there. I mean, this is a look at the satellite imagery. It's not an impressive storm at all. Tropical Storm Arlene, maximum sustained winds are at 40 miles an hour. It's spinning around, doing its thing. But, you know, let me just do this. Let me just look at just the last hour. I think that this is kind of an interesting look, okay? So there's an hour ago to now, okay? And I want you to notice a couple of things here, and I'll loop it one more time. I want you to notice a couple of things. You see that swirl? All right, so the center of circulation is like right in there, but all the convective cloud tops are out well east of town. But if I were to just do the little circle here, and I'm going to put the little circle right there, right? So if I were to leave that there, let's loop this again. You know, there's hardly anything around the center of circulation. And what I always like to say, and I got this from Mike Lyons, who's someone that I used to work with in the weather world. He has since retired. But one thing that Mike would always tell me is, you always look for those tropical systems where it's like, it's a sunny day. Like if you're on a boat, sure, it's probably going to be gusty and the waves are probably going to be up. But like if you're hanging out at the center of Arlene, it's not like it's tropical storming in the normal sense of the word, right? And so that's kind of one of those things. There's a lot of wind shear. We knew that there would be a lot of wind shear. That's exactly how that's playing out. So in terms of the forecast then, obviously, with wind shear, tropical systems don't do very well. So the forecast from the Hurricane Center has it kind of working over toward Cuba and kind of gradually fading from there. I think by tomorrow, as the center of circulation is essentially over Havana, it'll be something of a extra breeze, and that'll be about it, okay? Not a big concern, not even a little concern. It's down there. It's like doing its thing, not bothering us hardly at all. Okay, another thing I want to point out, and I just thought that this was kind of cool. You know what? Let me do this. Let me move that. Highlight you. All right. So in addition to, so you've got Arlene. All right, we've got that taken care of. You can see Arlene there, kind of in the center of your screen. Look to the right. Look to the right side there. There's a big mass of clouds out east of us. That is not organized. That is not expected to get organized, but it is just another little thing going on. And frankly, that I think is the Nicole part of our cycling weather pattern. So we're watching all of these things together. No big concerns from the tropics, but it's a good reminder to us. It's a good reminder to us that hurricane season is here. And thus, we need to be watching for all of the things that are getting going. All right? Make sense? Makes sense. Terry, good morning. Karen, Tammy, good morning, everybody. How are ya? Joanna, good morning, good morning. Let's see here. Keith is asking, what about the waves coming across from Africa? So that's a good question. So one thing to remember, and I'll pull up kind of the wider tropical map. Give me 2 seconds. All right, so here's the wider tropical map. One thing to remember is that this time of year, you don't really watch much for stuff elsewhere. I'm going to change the color table on this just so we can get a little more depth. Hold on a second. Satellite. All right, there we go. All right, this is kind of a little of a different color table just to illustrate things, I think, a little bit better. So, just looking around, so here we are. We've got, obviously, there's Arlene on the left. You've got that big mass of unorganized stuff east of us. Out into the Atlantic, it's not the time of year that we do typically watch stuff developing, but there we go. There's a couple of decent little waves coming off the coast of Africa. There's some decent amounts of dry air in place, so we're not really expecting that to get going. When we look at tropical development kind of month by month by month, June, here's the tropical development for June. Usually stays pretty close to the Sunshine State. When we look at the month of July, that's where we start to widen out that breadth of tropical development. For August, that's when the main development region in the Atlantic really gets going. And then, of course, for September, the peak of hurricane season, as you would imagine, there's plenty of Atlantic stuff. And then October and November, we start to bring things back just a little bit. There's the October development, and then November development is pretty much like Caribbean racers, that kind of a thing. So, month by month, we broaden things out working toward the peak of hurricane season. But for now, there's really, let me switch back to this one. For now, there's really not much doing elsewhere. All right. That's a good question, though, Keith. Really good question to you, or from you, I should say. Janet, are the hurricane hunters still going out or not bothering anymore? I would imagine that there's, that they may go in just to see if it's regenerated. I haven't even looked, honestly. It's okay. They're in the storm right now. I mean, there's circulation, but it doesn't look like they found a quote unquote center. So to me, I didn't even look because if I'm 100% honest with you, Janet, it's a weak looking thing. There's just not much there. Just not much there. Yeah. Kenneth, good morning to you. I'm sure many of you want personal greetings. No, you don't need to do it, Kenneth. You take it easy, buddy. No big worries, bud. No big worries. David, am I in for Kellyanne? I am. Yes, my head is already hurting. Yes. Linda says, starting my birthday with Eric. Linda, good morning. Happy birthday. My gosh. Hey, I'm honored to get a little bit of time with you on your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Michael, forecast for the SpaceX launch tomorrow. So I didn't get a chance. Let's look. I looked it up for today. I don't know how great it is. So today, okay, so 60% chance of good weather for tomorrow. Just checked it out. 60% chance of good weather for tomorrow. But again, it's going to be the flight through precipitation, winds, and cumulus clouds, that kind of a thing. Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. Meanwhile, it's the weekend after all, and we're talking about the tropics. Sure, I want to make sure you're covered there, but I also want to talk to you about our local forecast. This morning, comfortable clothing. You're good to go out the door. Later today, just have the umbrellas. You're totally fine. You're totally fine. Are they going to try to launch today? No, Joanne. They've already called it. They've said, based on the weather conditions, best to just hold off. That works for me. I think it's a good call. I think it's a good call. Yeah. Brian, hypothetical question. Going off the basis that Arlene is expected to fall apart going by Cuba. If for some reason it's able to reform and re-strengthen as it goes past the Keys, would it keep the name Arlene or get a different name? If it stays, if it stays together at all, then it would be the same name. If it falls apart, it would get a new name. The wind shear is expected to be too much. But yeah, I think it would get a new name. So yeah, there's that. All right. So what are we doing today, people? What are we doing? You want to head in the backyard swimming pool? I have a feeling my sons are going to want to do that. Today, it's not a great day. It's a good day. Why? Because there's afternoon showers and storms that we'll have to watch out for. You can't just go perfect. You don't want to go condition green unless it's perfect. Condition yellow means it's great. It's great until it's not great. So it's good. Overall, it's good. That's at least the idea. All right. So that's why we're putting it there. But that's still fine. And we'll look at Futurecast here in a second. So if you're wanting to get into the pool, heads up on that. If you're wanting to head to SeaWorld, not a bad place to go today. Air temperatures in the 80s out that direction. If you're wanting to head to the beach itself, a nice breeze. I think the winds will pick up a little bit tomorrow. Surf running 1 to 2, moderate risk of rip currents, and air temperatures in the mid-range to upper range of the 70s. So it's not too bad. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at Futurecast here. And Futurecast is definitely adjusted through the morning show today. I think it's up the rain chance a little bit. So there's 11:30, 12 o'clock, starting to see a couple of showers bubbling up around lunchtime, getting heavier around 2 o'clock, 3, 4 o'clock showers and thunder showers, and then 5, 6, 7 o'clock starting to fade out just a little bit. What about tomorrow? Let's look at Futurecast for tomorrow, okay? Here we are, 6 o'clock in the morning. Nice and quiet, some clouds. I think we'll be tracking the same gray sky in the morning. A few showers around by about 11, 12 o'clock. And then by 1, 2 o'clock, bubbling up showers, even a few thunder showers, and then kind of pushing that off to the south. So when we look at today's forecast, okay, when we look at today's rain chance, I think that the highest coverage is going to be in our inland spots and focused further to the south, or Orlando metro area south. Okay, that's for today. For tomorrow, as I type the word, for tomorrow, I think that it's kind of going to be more spread out, if you will. But both days, we've at least got a decent chance at showers and thunder showers around. Okay, weekend forecast as a whole, and it's not a bad one. We've essentially got the remnants of Arlene off to the coast of Cuba, that little piece of energy around the Bahamas, forming, keeping us with some showers and storms. And then look what happens Monday into Tuesday. Drier air. Yeah, it's not bad at all. So it's just one of those things we have to deal with, and we can deal with it. I think we can deal with it, right? Here's a look at Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast. And there you go. We've got the showers. We've got the thunder showers. Not too bad at all. High temperatures staying a little below average the next couple of days because of the clouds. And then into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we get more sunshine, which means we'll get warmer temperatures. And with that, I'll pause and I'll say hello and good morning to you. How are you? What do you all want to talk about? Victoria says laundry and house cleaning. Oh, my head hurts just imagining that. Oh, man. Not the most fun weekend, but we have to do it. We have to do it. Oh, well. Let's see here. Good morning to you all. Ooh, Carol says, picking up my new puppy. Look at you. Congratulations. Only the best. Oh, my gosh. Imagine all the pee and the poo around that floor. I've been there, though. With Stella, I was there. Yeah. John says, I'm working. Let it rain. Yeah, for sure. Oh, you like the, that's too funny, John. Yeah, I guess I'm getting emails or something. I don't know what's going on. Ooh, Joanne says got 3 inches yesterday, northwest Palm Bay area. I don't know that I got any yesterday. Let's look. It's loading. It's loading. Oh, hey, who's that weather guy on TV? Why isn't it loading? How much rain do y'all get? I mean, Joanne's saying 3 inches. That's pretty decent downpour. Okay, at my house, I got a trace yesterday. A trace. Oh, well. All right. I mean, it's better than nothing. Joining a bit late today, Debbie says, good morning to you. Good morning to you, Debbie. Thanks for hanging out. Yay, good weather for my days off, John says. I like that. I like that. Wednesday, my daughter has ankle surgery. Well, hopefully only the best for you. Yeesh. Yeesh McGeesh. I have work, laundry, and all that jazz. We're going to have to do something fun. We're going to have to do something fun for my little ones. I don't know what yet. We'll have to figure something out. Do something fun. Yeah. Jan, did your son get water balloons yesterday? No, we ended up going to the pediatrician just because Alexander had mentioned that he had a sore throat, and we just wanted to get it taken care of before we get into the weekend. Turns out the guy's got an ear infection. So there you go. He's on his medication. He's good to go. Joanne, have to do it. Found the new tick for my surgery. My nose runs when I what? When my I have no idea, Joanne, what you're saying. I apologize. I don't know if autocorrect got you or not. I'm just trying to figure out what you're saying. I apologize. I can't. I got a decent amount Davenport celebration. I got caught in it. Oh, Keith, that's too funny. That's too funny. Karen says we got a little in Boca. Very good. Very good. Frank, good morning to you. Queen of ear infections as a kid. I know. I ended up having to get tubes put in my ears. Yeah. Cheryl says going to Sarasota for nephew's graduation here and a PhD to be a pharmacist. Oh my God, that's amazing. Cheryl, congratulations. That's so fun. I love it. I love it. So we've got some storms to date. That's okay. That's okay. We can handle it. At least, you know, the tropics are keeping quiet. One thing though, and I had mentioned this a second ago, but want to point it back out, like, let's talk about this for a second. The fact that while it may not be, you know, the big game in town, like that stuff out east of us, I'm pretty sure, y'all, that's the Nicole part of the pattern. It may not be the thing developing now, but it's definitely like the swirls in the Gulf. Why didn't it really blow up? Because the atmospheric energy is available out east. The moisture's out east. So if Arlene hadn't have formed in the Gulf, maybe we would have gotten something east. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, this is that Nicole part of the pattern, that Florida East Coast part of the pattern. So we don't expect it to develop much this time, but that moisture there, June the 3rd is there. And, you know, the long range forecast, if we look at the long range forecast for that June the 3rd, we talk about something east of us, right? Look at the recycle. There you go, right on time. Next up will be in July. So there you go. Always fun stuff. Always fun stuff. What other weather questions may you have? So far, so good. I don't mind what we got now. It's a beautiful, cloudy start, but beautiful. Joanne says, the new tick is when stomach is full, nose runs to let me know to stop eating. Apparently very common. Is that a thing? I don't know that that's ever happened for me. Interesting. I mean, my stomach lets me know. That's so interesting, Joanne. Yeah, I had the bypass surgery as well, and I mean, everybody does their own thing, but so it's kind of interesting, but yeah. Karen, love you. Seaweed on the beach, they say it's bad this year. You know, I haven't been to the beach yet this year. Got to make that happen. Oh, well. All right. Hopefully Pop can get some rain today. We've been dry. I mean, at least in the forecast, you're there. Today. You know, it would help if I spelled today correctly. You know, at least in the forecast, we've got you as having a decent chance of rain today. Like, if we were to just zoom the map in, like, there you go. You got a pretty you can't see the map, can you? Now you can see the map. There you go. Got a pretty decent chance of rain. So anyway, all right. That's all I've got for you for Coffee Talk today. Work for you? Works for me. Listen, thanks for hanging out. Be the sunshine in someone else's day, would you? Take care. And remember, Coffee Talk is a podcast on all of the places that you digest your podcasts. This little thing we do every morning. I don't put the afternoon ones on there because those are usually much quicker. But these morning broadcasts, why not, right? Yeah, so check it out. If you missed any of today, you'll be able to get it on Spotify and Apple and Amazon and all those other places in short order. All right? Sound good? Sound good? Listen, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I'll see you guys and gals later on.